everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below, I am going to be getting into all of the goodies that we got in this month's PLOUISE budget box, and I'm going to be trying them all on. I'm going to be giving you my first impression of them, like as I actually try them on. I already have a video where I unboxed the whole budget box. I will leave that linked up above, but I didn't try any products out in that video. I was just unboxing it all and giving you my first impression as I'm seeing all of the products for the first time. But today I'm going to be trying them all on. So this is everything from this month's budget box and we're going to be trying it all. We've got the Hungry Eyes Eyelash Trio. I need to decide which of these I'm going to use. I did also go into Boots and I bought duo glue. I got the blue one. I really do not know my way around fake lashes, so this could be quite interesting. Then we also have the glitter liner duo. I am very excited to get into this product. I love a glitter liquid liner, so very excited about that one. I did a little bit of research and found out that these are not like I suppose they are like a liquid lipstick, but they're in like a lip balm sort of a tube. You have to apply it with a brush. So we've got 4 shades of these. Honestly, I think I'm probably just going to use the 2 lighter ones, maybe mix them together, see what sort of thing we can achieve with that. I think that these 2 are both going to be too dark, just for, you know, my skin tone and also how I like to do my makeup. I do like quite a light sort of nude lip, so we'll probably get into those 2. We did get a Rumour eyeshadow base, and this is in Rumour 2, I do believe. It says somewhere. I've already forgotten. Yeah, this is Rumour 2. However, I already have Rumour 1. This is one of my favourite eyeshadow primers, so we are going to use the one that I already have and already have open, but I think I'll keep this. I'll use it at some point, probably once I've used this up. But the star of the show for today's video is the eyeshadow palette that looks like a chocolate bar. I don't know why I put it back in the box. I have already unboxed this before. But this is what the colours look like. So I am going to go ahead and swatch all of these so that we can see what all of these shades look like, obviously on a very, very fair skin tone. Some of these are cream and some of them are powders, and then for the powders we've got some mattes and some shimmers. Honestly, I think we're going to probably do something obviously quite neutral. Like, there's only so much you can do with every single shade of brown that you could possibly need. And I said when I unboxed this, I think that this screams bridal to me. I think if you are getting married and you're doing your own makeup, this could absolutely be your eyeshadow palette. If I was getting married this year, this could absolutely be my eyeshadow palette. But I think Truffle Treat on the top row, obviously I haven't swatched any of these yet, but look how beautiful that looks. And I don't feel like that's too dark for my skin tone. I feel like that is definitely where I want to be. But let me go ahead and swatch all of these, put some eyeshadow primer on, and then we can get into creating some sort of brown, probably quite sparkly, glamorous eyeshadow look. That's the window making that noise. It sounds like there's a bee stuck in it, but it's not. It's just a very, very windy day. So we're going to have to put up with that today. I hope that's not too annoying. Okay, so this is how all of those shades are looking. So this one here is a cream. So if you were a very, very fair skin tone, you could probably use that as an eye primer. I'm guessing that's how you're meant to use these cream shades. And then the darkest cream shade is this one here, which I feel like is still quite light. I maybe would have liked to have one of the cream shades in a slightly darker tone than this, because I'm thinking you could probably use that as like a liquid or like as a liner and then put a shimmer over the top. Like I say, I don't know how to use the creams. I do feel like the shimmers are looking beautiful. Like the lightest, brightest shimmer, I'm gonna have to use that one. And I do like that some of these are more like pinky red, some of them are more orangey, coppery. We've got loads of like neutral shades for, obviously I can only talk about like for my skin tone, but I do feel like we've got loads of options for sort of a transition tone, yeah, etc, etc. So I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally never know what I'm going to do, but let's start with the eyeshadow primer. I haven't got any of this on yet, so I'm just gonna take a teeny tiny little bit of that and I'm gonna pop that onto my eyes, and I'm going to try and find my brush to blend that out. And like I say, the eye primer shade that I already have, the one that I'm using today, this is shade 1, and as you can see it is quite bright on my skin tone, so I do feel like 2 could probably work for me as well. I know that they have a few different shades. Do they have 12 or do they have more than 12? 12 is like sticking out in my mind. They may have more than that, but I'm not sure why they sent out an eyeshadow primer in every order that's just in shade 2, because like that's not gonna work for everybody. But saying that, they do have a lot of shades in the eyeshadow primer, which we love to see. And I do also feel like no matter what your skin tone is, there is, you know, a neutral shade in here for everybody. There's mattes, there's shimmers, there's a cream for everybody. So I'm very, very excited to try some of these. I do think I want to use that Truffle Treat shade, which is this one, because I love a warm coppery eye, so we're probably going to do something like that today. Also, I probably shouldn't have done that, don't mind my ears. I've recently dyed my hair and I definitely dyed my ear bright orange. Don't recommend. So I'm just going to start with a massive fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into, I want something quite light to start with. Let's start with Caramel Cream. This matte on the top row. Let's start with that one. Just very, very lightly, sort of across the lid and through the crease. I always forget to take these mirror protectors off. That was more dramatic than it needed to be. Okay, so that's just that one shade. I feel like that is a really nice sort of yellowy toned transition. I do feel like I need to close my blinds. My light is absolutely not balanced on both sides. One moment. I feel like that's better. I try and use just a little bit of natural light and my artificial lights absolutely cannot keep up. So that is just that one shade all through the crease. I like that shade. It is, I mean, I wanted to start light, but that is like my perfect, just all over the lid, transition-y tone. So let's find a smaller brush. So I'm going in with more of a tapered, smaller, but still quite fluffy brush. And I'm going to stay on that top row. I'm going to go into this shade here, which is called Toffee Twist. And again, just taking a small amount of that, I'm going to start packing that onto like the outer half of the lid, and then when I haven't got quite as much on the brush, taking that a little bit through the crease. Oh, I like that shade. That's really nice and warm. Love that. Okay, so I've also put a little bit of that Toffee Twist shade like right along the lower lash line. I feel like that's a really great shade for under the eyes. For me, I love the undertone of that shade. Like that is the perfect amount of like orangey warmth where it still feels quite neutral, but it's making my eyes pop. Like that's really, really nice and warm, but it's still sort of basically just a transition tone. So I'm just gonna go back in with that first brush just to buff over the very edges of that, and I'm really happy with how that's laying down. I do think PLOUISE matte formula is fantastic. The shimmers are sometimes a little bit hit and miss, but the mattes, in my experience of PLOUISE eyeshadows, the mattes are really, really beautiful. So I'm excited to try one or more of these shimmers, see how they go. But I do want something a little bit darker. I'm like, don't know which shade I want to use. Maybe Hazelnut Heart, this one, as the last matte, like across the lid. And I'm just going to use that same brush because I just want this quite precisely on the lid. I'm thinking I might do some sort of like smoky liner wing. I might use one of the creams for that. That might be quite pretty. Let's just tap this. What was it? Hazelnut Heart. Let's tap this just on the outer corner of the lid, just to deepen that up a tiny little bit. Yeah, happy with that. Again, just go back in with the first brush, just where I'm noticing a few little areas where I haven't blended very well. And let's find a liner brush and let's do a cream sort of linery thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I never do. So I have just cleaned off this little, I suppose this brush is for like brows, but I'm thinking I can probably do like a cream liner with this. Do I want to do the shimmer first? I think I probably want to do the shimmer first, don't I? So I'm gonna just take my finger and go into Truffle Treat on the top row, and then on the inner corner I might use that brightest shade, which is called Vanilla Cup. So I'm gonna like do this on like the center of the eye, and then this one right into the eye. So let's take Truffle Treat, which is beautiful and foiled, and I'm going to press this onto the center of the eye. That's beautiful. And I'm just tapping that over the mattes that we've already got down. I will go in with a brush to like properly blend this out, but that shade is beautiful. That shade is making my eyes look so blue. So I'm just gonna wipe that off, and I'm gonna go in with Vanilla Cup. Look how blinding that is, and I'm going to tap that right onto the center. That's so nice. Yeah, that is beautiful. So there isn't any sort of, these are just shimmers. They're not like a duochrome sort of a formula. They are just shimmer, like it is just the shade that it is, but I feel like they are beautifully reflective, like so nice. So I'm just going back in with that smaller brush and tapping over the very edges of that just to blend it in. But honestly, I feel like that looks really nice. I have got it under my eyes, but that's only because my nails are long and I can't get into the inner corner. So I'm just going to blend those two shimmers together a little bit more. But honestly, like, this is a bridal look for me. Like, this is really nice and bright on the inner corner, but you still get a really decent amount of depth on the outer corner. The shimmers are so smooth and reflective. I really like that. So I'm going in with that liner brush. I feel I'm happy with how all of this looks. So I'm going to go on to Cheat Day, which is a cream, and I'm going to just take a little bit of that on that liner brush, and we're going to try and create some sort of wing. If I just show you that, you can see how creamy that shade is. Can you see where I'm trying to get it to like catch the light. Can you see where that's like dug into that formula? It is incredibly creamy. So I'm going to get up another mirror because that palette is heavy, and I'm just going to, I'm like getting the product that's on the brush and I'm like making that brush really, really nice and thin, and I'm going to try and create a wing. Wish me luck. Okay, I do feel like that was semi-successful, and I say semi-successful because I'm not that good at like doing a liquid liner with a with an actual brush. I prefer using like an eyeliner pen. That is I was about to say that's where my skills are, but that is where I just find that easier because that's all I've ever really done. So I'm just wiping that brush off on a little cotton pad so that I can use the same brush for the powder. I am going to put some powder over this, so that's nice and clean now. And let's go in with Chocoholic, this matte shade here, and oh, I am making a mess, and I am just picking that up again just on that same brush, and I'm going to tap this over this cream, which I know is going to cover over that colour, but I'm more just using that cream as something for this to stick to. Oh, that is looking chunky. Did I mention I'm not very good at, I mean, a wing liner, eyeliner, all the things. Okay, so I do feel like I could have benefited from doing the eyeshadow first, just so that I could clean that up, because firstly, I'm not very good at makeup. Secondly, I'm not very good at eyeliner. Thirdly, I'm not very good at eyeshadow eyeliner. So that did just take me a little while. I feel like I started using a long liner brush to pack that darker colour onto where I got the cream eyeshadow, and that helped because it's more specific, but then when I went into blend, that made a bit of a mess and I did just have to go back in with my concealer brush to like sharpen that up. But I'm happy with where we are. I do just want to get a really tiny little brush to do a nice bright inner corner before we go in with the eyelashes, because that is not where I feel comfortable. So let's do the inner corner first, taking a very, very small brush, and I'm just going to go back in with that Vanilla Cup, the one that I already used on the lid, and I'm just going to pack that on the inner corner to brighten that up. And then once I'm happy with that, which I think I am, I'm just going to go off and put a little bit of mascara on, and then we can decide which lashes we want to use. Probably something quite light and fluttery because something too dramatic will just scare me. Okay, so that is just one very light coat of mascara, and let's get into the lashes. I mean, the one at the top in my sights is the longest, and then the one at the bottom is for my eyes only. That looks like the most, like the shortest, most natural one, so I'll probably go in with that one. I do feel like I'm probably going to have to trim these. Is that what you do with lashes? Like, if you have literally any tips for lashes, please send them my way. I don't know what I am doing in this moment. I mean, currently I'm just trying to take them off the packaging. So let's see. Yeah, I do need to take a little bit of that outer corner off. So I'm just gonna trim off a little bit of the outer corner. I don't know if that was I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Does that look... Oh, that still looks quite big, but I'm just going to go for it. I have the Duo Glue. Does P. Louise have an eyelash glue? Answers on a postcard. I don't know what I'm doing, so please feel free to laugh at me. I'm putting eyelash glue along the strip, and do you have to wait for this to go clear before you put it on? Again, answers on a postcard. I'm asking as if you are in the room with me. I don't know what I'm doing. I will say, if I do ever do a lash, it is like a half lash. It's something for the outer corner and literally nothing else. So I feel like this is going to be a lot for me, even though it's literally like the most natural looking lash. So that's like started to go a little bit clear. I'm just gonna try. Those tweezers are like, they are not even meeting like the tweezer bits, you know what I mean. So I feel like I'm probably just gonna wiggle this around with my fingers rather than the tweezers. Oh, that's cute. It's like nowhere near my lashes. That looks so bad. Oh my goodness, that looks awful. I feel like the only way that I could possibly make a lash work is if I had like the biggest, blackest wing to hide that lash band. Oh my goodness, that's laughable how awful that looks. Oh, I love that for me. Oh, that is so bad. Like, that is so bad. Ignoring like that little bit though, that looks okay. Let's try again on the other side. Okay, so I feel like I tried to, it looks so bad. I feel like I tried to make that one look better on this side. I feel like I definitely improved on this side, but I tried to fiddle with this side, and I mean, why is there 7 to 10 business days in between the lash band of the fake lash and my real lashes? Like, you could do some sort of graphic liner in between that, there's so much space. I am just not a lash girly, okay? I'm just not. Okay, so I am going to zoom you out and then we can get into these. I also need to change my battery, so let's go ahead and do all of that. We're ignoring the lashes, okay? We are pretending that they are not there. It looks hilarious, okay. Okay, so like I say, for the lip products, these are the Lip Base Achieve the Perfect Pout cosmetic base, but I think you can just use these like as your lip colour. Honestly, I would have never in a million years bought a product like this, but let's get into the packaging. I do think I'm just going to use the lighter ones. The darker ones, I mean, as much as I like a dark, bold lip, they're sort of brown shades, so I just don't think that they are the sort of thing that I'm going to use. So I'm going to just not open those ones and maybe, you know, give them to someone who will use them. So let's just go in with the 2 lighter shades that we got in this budget box, which are True Love's Kiss, which is the lightest one, and Power Hungry, which is the second lightest one. So I'm just going to swatch these on the back of my hand first. So like I say, they are like a lip colour, but they come in this sort of packaging. So obviously if you are a makeup artist, these are more hygienic. You can sanitize all of this. Okay, so they are very liquidy. So that's that one there. Can you even see that? It's like exactly the same colour as my skin. So that's the lighter one, True Love's Kiss. And then Power Hungry. Let's see. Oh, I might be able to just use this one, you know. I'm just not the biggest fan of a brown. Like, I would always rather have a pinky tone. So I already have the Balmy For You lip balm on, and I'm just gonna wipe that off. I do feel like these are quite creamy, so should work quite well. And I'm just gonna go in with that second shade, Power Hungry. And I'm the only one who's going to use these, so let's put this all over. That's not a cute shade for me. That is not adorable. I don't like that. I don't like that colour. I don't like the feeling of that. I did get a brush. Let me see if I can like brush this out a little bit. Honestly, looking at this colour, I don't know who could wear that. I hate that colour. I really, really don't. And it feels matte, but also a little bit like moussey. Like as if your gal has gone back 20 years and got Dream Matte Mousse and put it all over my lips. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of that lighter shade, again on the brush, because I feel like that made it work a little bit better. And I'm going to lighten up in the middle a little bit. I still don't like it. Do I like it less? I think I like it less now. I feel like these colours are really strange. Like, really, really strange. I don't like that. Let me just get... I'm just going to use a little bit of the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. Let's try and make this work. I am going to take that on my finger so that I don't mess up that applicator. Yeah, I can add a little bit of pink to this. Yeah, I still don't like that. I feel like nothing is going to make that work for me. I don't like these. I mean, maybe if you could get a pinky nude. I feel like this colour is washing me out. Is also making me look like I've got concealer lips, and yet I did put the lighter shade on, so that's on me. But also, I feel like it's making my teeth look really yellow. I don't like these. I did just remember though, got the glitter liners, which was the thing that I was like most excited to get into. So let me go ahead and swatch these. We've got a slightly pinkier and a slightly sort of champagne-ier shade. So let me find somewhere to swatch these. Okay, so these swatches are a little bit wonky because I was having to do them like with the wrong hand, but we have got Heart's Desire and Inner Calling. So that's Heart's Desire. No. Yes. Heart's Desire on the top, which is the slightly more champagne-y one, and Inner Calling, which is the slightly pinker one. I do feel like that pinker one looks a little bit more like bronzy there, which I love, and I think that that would go nicely with what I've got on the eyes now. I don't know if that would be a bit too... I'm thinking like right on the inner corner. I might use the lighter one, which is Heart's Desire. I will say these lashes and the lashes are very uncomfortable, but it's not the lashes' fault. It's my application of the lashes. I can feel them. I can feel them like digging into my eyes. I can feel them like when I close my eyes, it feels tight. I don't like a lash. I would just rather wear 7 layers of mascara, honestly, than wear a lash. So I'm just going to tap this like right onto the very inner corner just to add even more. Honestly, this look has turned out quite similar to the look that I actually wore for my wedding day. I did wear a bright glittery inner corner, like liquid inner corner for my wedding makeup. And I love these warm tones on the eyes. I feel like it went downhill where I started trying to use those creams. I'm just not a cream eyeshadow kind of gal, and I'm also not a false eyelash kind of gal, or whatever this is on the lip. I don't like that. I don't like any of the lip. I don't like any of that, and I just don't like a false lash. Honestly, send me your tips, because I wish I was the kind of gal that could wear a lash. I can't apply them. I just can't apply them. So that is the look. I love the eyeshadow, the powdery eyeshadow, even the shimmers. I think the mattes and the shimmers are beautiful. The cream, I'm just not a cream kind of gal. The false lashes look, the way that I have applied them makes them look messed up, but they're a nice quality lash. I can appreciate that. They are a very, very nice quality lash. I just need to learn how to apply lashes. End of story. I just need to learn how to apply them. And that is everything. Is that everything? Yeah, I think so. So if you have got this month's budget box, I would love to know what you think of them. What do you think of these? Because I think very negatively. I don't like them. What do you think? And how have you used those cream eyeshadows from the palette? How have you used those? I would love to know. Do you use them like as a base all over the lid? Like if I'm doing something quite dark and smoky, would I put that on first to then put the powders over the top? I would love to know. I would love to know how you have managed to make that work, because I need to learn from you. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate that, even though this video ended up being a car crash because I have no skill. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.